Hi, welcome to the Foppy Upcycle. I'm Jan. I've recently done something, sorry, without showing you. A few months back, Sharon came back from the UK with a bag, and I was quite envious because I've been looking at them for a while, and I've been looking at them in the shops. Not too expensive, but I just kept thinking I could make one basically, and if I must have some fabric here that I could make one. And the bag I'm talking about is, apparently I've just found out this morning, they're called Crescent bags. A bit like what we used to call a bum bag in the UK. We could put it front or back, but generally it was at the front. I think Americans call them fanny packs. But I just thought I must be able to do one, and Sharon she's bought one which is in like a waterproof sort of material, and another one that was in a corduroy. And I know I had some corduroy in my stash for recycling, so I made this. I'll show you the pictures. And here it is. The kit I made, because the zip I had is recycled as well, but it had lost its little pulley from it, so I used one of my keychain things that I made a few years ago to pull it with, and it's quite pretty. The strap I was actually given by a neighbour, and it's a weird thing, he gave them to me with some curtains, or curtain material should I say, and thought I wasn't going to turn it down, but I did end up just taking the curtain material to the charity shop because I'd got so much here. But he gave me this with it as well, and he said it was supposed to go with the curtains, but I'm not sure that it would have been for the curtains. Anyway, it wasn't without its challenges, should I say. And when I showed it to Sharon, I'm pleased to say she was very impressed. She's already asked me if I'll show her how to make one. She wants to make one herself, and she wants another one in a different colour. I didn't have D-rings because, and I must have used them all years ago when I've made bags. All I had was like these sort of buckle, the slide ones with a slide bar in them. So I thought I'd just use those. You know, it still serves the purpose. I did have to well, I say alter the pattern. It's my own pattern. I used Sharon's bag, drew round it, made my own pattern, and I will show you a picture of the pattern that I made. But it was basically the shape, the crescent shape for the main body. It was that piece for holding the straps, and for the, like, I suppose you want to call it like the yoke, which goes all the way around. So I just measured it all on Sharon's bag, made a pattern. Yeah, Sharon did say to me, I hope you filmed it, which I didn't. I just got carried away and just got on with it. And as I say, I'm recycling corduroy from an old pair of corduroy trousers. I lined the inside. I found some satin sort of fabric and lined the inside. I'd serged the edges once I'd put it together, but I didn't have the right colour thread to serge it with, and it was okay. I thought it doesn't matter, it's inside, but it bugged me. I wanted to give it a good finish, so what I did, I made a wide bias tape from the same fabric, and then I covered the seams inside with that. Now that was another challenge because I tried to invisible stitch it, which it was great on the inside, and didn't realise that I'd come through to the outside, even though I was really careful catching just the satin lining. So I had to undo bits several times, So I know now to be extra careful with that. But what I'm going to do anyway this time, once this is inside out, which I'll do in a minute and quickly show you, I'll turn it inside out, and then I'm going to put that by my own homemade bias on it, and then I'm just going to run machine, and hopefully it'll be all right, because there'll be obviously we'll say 4 thicknesses, but 2 of those are going to be very thin. So then I'll machine it on, then I haven't got to worry about those stitches. But otherwise, I'm really pleased with it. I mean, as with you women, you know, every time I swap my bag, it's either too big or too small. This one is okay, but I'm already realising that I can't quite get enough in there. But I can get my purse. I mean, I do have a smaller purse, which takes up a bit less space. But I've just recently got my bigger purse out and filled it up, and I really don't want to have to empty it again. So I'm thinking I might use my pattern, but I'm going to add quite a few centimetres on it to make a bigger one, because I have seen larger ones, but they're so easy to carry and so comfortable. So what I did also, this is very thick, as I'm sure you can imagine. I've got hole punches, I've got the big heavy metal punch for making holes. I tried it on one thickness, but it still didn't go through. So what I've done, I've matched as close as I can with thread, and I've just sewn it together, and it's pretty tough. So that was a challenge, because that was the other thing. I had some more of these buckles, but I was just getting so confused. I thought, which way round do I thread it in to be able to slide it? But then I thought, well, if I get it to a size I want, I'm not going to keep changing it, and if anything, it might keep sort of gradually sliding loose, and I've got to put it back anyway. So I left it like that. But as I say, it's easy to carry. I love a soft bag. I don't like a rigid bag that's a bit hard to sort of carry. But it's made, I've tested it, I've found there's little bits on it which I think I need to just reinforce a bit, but other than that, I have my own Crescent bag for free. But as I say, I'm going to show you what I've done on the lining, and I will show you, actually I'm not going to show you, Sharon will be here in a day or two, and I'm going to be helping her make hers, and I think we'll film that and then show you how we put it together. Okay, so I've emptied it, and this is what it looks like on the inside, and this is what I meant about covering the seams. I just noticed on Sharon's that hers were covered as well, so that made me make that decision, just to tidy it up a bit really. But it is tidier. It's starting to come undone because I cut the threads that I could see on the outside. So being that I've tried 3 or 4 times now to get it right there, that's what I say, I've covered the seams, and I'm going to machine stitch along the edge of it, and it'll just be tidier and it'll be done. One thing I didn't mention that I've done, just under the zip where I've sewn the zip in, I attached to the edge of the zip and the fabric some ribbon. How long that'll hold out I don't know, but it was worth trying. But I stitched on there several times, and I've got these from my little kit from making jewellery and key rings and things. These, what do they call them? Like clasp things. Anyway, and I've got 2. I've got one on one side of the bag at one end and one the other end, because I keep my car keys and my front door keys separate. My theory always is that if I lost my car keys, I could still get home somehow and get in my house. If I lost my front door keys, I could sit in my car and wait for someone to come and get me. See? There is method in my madness. So yeah, so I've put those on. We'll see how long they hold out. It might be just from trial and error that I might need to do something stronger, but that one's okay. This one slipped a little bit because it's like a satin material. It kept slipping while I was sewing it, so I might have to stitch that again. But yeah, so that's what my plan is now, to just sew that all around. I will see you further down the video with Sharon and I trying to put this together. Okay, Sharon's here now, so I'm going to try and show her how to put this together. We get there in the end. Right, this is just your scraps, isn't it?
Spare bits.
Sharon is also making hers out of corduroy, which was a pair of trousers, which, as I said, that's what I've done for mine. Just that yours is black, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of, well, almost charcoal, isn't it?
I suppose it is like charcoal, really, yeah, when you compare it to the blackness of the band.
Show the people what we've done so far?
Sharon's been very lucky, though, because I happened to find in my strap box, which is supposed to be for bag anyway, and it's got, they're like, I think the carabiners. I was trying to think of this earlier when I was talking about my keyring things.
That kind of arrangement.
So they've already got that. So basically all we're going to do, on the little tabs that are on the end, we're going to be adding those rings if I don't throw them on the floor. So she's lucky. We haven't got to... The thing I was trying to explain on mine, I was struggling with which way to put the strap through this buckle. I did it so many times.
Yes, I always struggle with those on my swimming hat. No, not on the hat, on the goggles.
But trying to get it wound in the right way to do the slot, I just could not. So in the end, I just made it fixed.
Yeah.
Right. So what Sharon's got to do now, she's already tacked the lining on, which was, this was basically a bed sheet, and it's the same grey as I made a top out of. I don't know if any of you watched it. It was a grey top with the lacy bottom to it.
Yeah.
So it's the same one. So that sheet is getting well used. Her zip, again, she's lucked out. It was quite nice. It was already fixed on a bag zip because it's got two openers on it. So
that's only pinned.
That's only pinned at the minute. Yeah.
Do you think I need to tack the zip in?
It would be, I would say tack it in because the pins can get in the way.
Yeah,
so
and it was quite slippy as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, so if you, tack that, do sort of smallish tacks just to make sure it stays there.
Smaller than those.
And then once it's, then we'll do the zip, that's right. Okay. Do the zip then. And then once the zip's in, we can then do that stitching all the way around, just on the edge, just to hold the lining in place.
Lovely jubbly.
If we were doing a proper professional job, we would make the lining separate and then put it back in again, but it's for us, we're not selling it, and this might be a quicker way of doing it.
Yes.
So you want a needle?
Orange again. It's nice to use those colours up there.
There you go. We've got lots of those colours that you don't use very often, but they're good for,
especially for tacking dark colours, aren't they?
Exactly.
Do you want to show the other fabric?
Yeah, I went to Sharon's house where she picked her stuff up, and she showed me this jumper that a friend of ours has washed. It was a very nice monsoon jumper, and it was wool, and unfortunately she managed to shrink it quite small. You can't sort of get the gist of it, but that's the front and back, and that's and this was the sleeve. So I've already started cutting it up. So as a bit of a surprise to Max, I'm going to make one of these bags out of it. So she's lost a jumper but gained a bag. I think she'll be quite pleased with that. So that's the plan. I might have to join, the sleeves are quite short, to get the gusset, or I don't know what I called it last time.
I think it's a gusset's a good word.
It's the sleeves are a bit short for that, so I'm going to have to join two together.
I'm struggling to do my needle here. Do my threading.
So let's put that on the floor for a minute, out of the way.
Half-hour video while Sharon tries to...
Sharon's threading a needle. Would you like a needle threader?
I never get on with those.
Are you there?
No. Right.
Do you struggle with needles? I was having a real problem on my machine needle. And I've learned it's really fiddly, but to use one of those little metal threaders, you have to sort of get in behind. Can you imagine? It's because it's going to go that way. So I had to sort of bend it in through the hole towards me, then pull it back round. But they're so delicate, those threaders, aren't they?
Yeah.
Talking
Very
of
thin
that,
metal.
because I had to just boost up my Temu order, which we're both ashamed that we've ordered from Temu occasionally.
Oh, yeah, it's awful.
But
I feel so guilty.
I've got one of these, and it's got this tiny, tiny little, I think it's a hook. But I got that. I haven't tried it yet, but because I can't work out how to.
Is it like a threader then?
Well, yeah. If you look, it's just trouble with us about fancy buying it at our age with the wear glasses. I'm assuming that this one must go again. I've got to try and get through the back. They must do one for machine. Do you know of one for machine needles? Anyway, it must go through the back, and that tiny little hook must just catch the thread. But I've got a feeling I'm going to get a bit annoyed with them ones. I must admit, I've not worked with felted stuff like that before.
No, I don't think I have either. When you talked about doing a lining for that jumper bag, you said it might need a different kind of lining.
Oh no, I just said it will have to be lined because it's stretchy, being wool, and that will stop it stretching.
Give it some
a bit of structure. Anybody that's watched before will know that I was quite pleased with myself when I repacked all of my fabrics.
Yeah.
So, and labelled. I can. That was a day what?
We'll never get back.
Yeah. I can't. It needs to be similar colours, I think.
Yes.
That's not too bad. It's quite. I think it needs to be fairly sturdy. I don't know if there's enough of that though. I've got lots of bits of fabric like this, and
So have I.
this is the delights of upcycling and stuff. And
and accidentally buying fat quarters in Hobbycraft.
Yeah.
Before I came to France.
Oh, is that what you did? Yeah, I didn't.
Well, I always intended to make. Well, I've always collected more than I've sewn. That's the trouble.
That's common though, I think.
Yeah.
I think
People say they're two different hobbies, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Crafting
and
and collecting craft supplies.
Yeah.
What about that checked one? Or is that too much pattern? Too much similar pattern?
Well, this.
Yeah.
Oh no, that'd be alright, wouldn't it?
It's just similar colour range.
It is a similar colour.
No, unthreaded my needle.
Oh, I'll get all of that out because I don't know how much I'll need, and whatever way I can preserve some fabric, the better. Right, so we'll try.
And all I do is come here and use your scraps, which doesn't reduce mine at all.
Another thing that's different from my bag is I just need to do a couple of bits of fabric that can hang on. And cut that in half. So I can already see. Oh, I don't know because we've got to fold it over. Right, okay. So if we fold that in half and then turn that out, and then that'll be the tag that hangs on. Okay, so you get to see what I'm on about now.
Yes, yeah. I strangely did grasp that one. Don't always. Sometimes I say yes and I've got a clue what you're on about, but I did realise that time.
Oh, is it? Yes.
Oh, that's good.
That's good for the long bit.
Yeah.
But this is the challenge of recycling, isn't it? Just undo that. So will that do it? Yeah, no, yes, no,
perfect.
yes, no.
Oh,
it's enough.
Yeah.
It's enough. It's only a tiny little bit off there, which I can live with.
It doesn't really matter, does it? The lining's slightly smaller.
No. So.
Oh, I did that first time. When I was telling Fee what you'd done, they were very impressed. The fact that you can just look at a garment and work out a pattern from it.
Yeah, it depends what it is, but most of the time, a lot of things are very similar shapes. It's just what you might change the shape slightly, but then it's what you do with that shape. Because it's like haircuts; they're all basically the same cut. It's how you blow dry it.
Yeah, but
it's quite often.
You're very good at deconstructing, you'd call it, wouldn't you?
What, as in taking something apart and using it for a pattern?
Oh no, just deconstructing an item and seeing how it was originally put together.
Oh, in my head
that.
sort of
Yeah,
thing, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy that side of things, I must admit.
I am.
I need a bit chunky enough to make the lining for your gusset. If we're calling it a gusset. I don't know what else to call it.
I think it is a gusset.
It would be. It's a gusset on knickers and things, isn't it? So it must be.
Let's get a definition. The word gusset. A piece of material sewn into a garment to strengthen or enlarge a part of it.
Oh, it does really, doesn't it? Because it's making it. I could just put those two bits together, but you need the gusset to make it deeper.
There you go.
See, this is the satisfying bit about using scraps. I mean, this could have just gone in the rubbish, but I'm going to be able to cut that out of that.
Absolutely.
And make a gusset. When I think of the ladies I watch that do sewing, and they're so professional. They've got fancy cameras, fancy lights over them because they can, or they got a specific room they can film in. Not me.
Well, you have your little space room.
Yeah.
But I think people like your videos because they're real, because they're not pretending to be professional. I'd be more intimidated by someone who is very professional.
I'm not as much because that's how I learn, I suppose. But yes, if you're very unsure of what you're doing, it's good to watch someone who doesn't always know what they're doing to make you feel a bit better.
Absolutely.
And I did say that earlier,
and if
actually.
people cry on camera, I'm even more impressed.
Really?
And they go, it's all gone
wrong. Yeah. Right, now Sharon's not very good at cutting a straight line.
No, she is not.
Because the pattern, even the pattern's a bit jagged, but because I used to have Sharon did cut the pattern out. But you could tack those while you're waiting.
Okay.
Just so we
on the long bit or the short bit?
The long.
So just tack the long line.
Again, this is something else I'm dealing with, lack of space. So
But at least you can come round to mine now the jigsaw's finished.
Yeah, we do end up using Sharon's dining table sometimes because it's a big one. And it's square, whereas mine is biggish, but it's round. It's no good for doing strips of fabric.
Doing my insulation. Do you remember trying to cut the insulation when we were putting it up? I just... there was a grid on it as well, and I still
cut it straight. I know. It's weird. Yeah.
Terrible.
I'll tell you what I was thinking of, although you should be able to use the edge of the foot. You're all right with that, aren't you? Get it straight.
Yeah,
the only thing I thought about doing, because some people do struggle to keep in a line, so sometimes if you can mark it on whatever you're sewing with an erasable pen, you can just file that line.
Yeah. Strangely, I'm not too bad when I do it on the machine. Yeah. Do we need to swap?
I don't think that's going to work, Sharon.
It's already working, Jo.
Okay.
Very unappreciative.
Right, I'm over here now.
Is that in?
I don't know. Is it?
No.
Right, put that. This is just a lot of people probably do this, but I've learned that just putting something light behind the needle, you can see the hole better. One thing I've been struggling with this, again, it doesn't matter too much because it's just been mine, is the tension, getting the tension right on this. See, that's one thing I haven't done yet. When sewers just keep going, don't they? Got a little bit like that, and they leave it attached and just keep going.
Yes.
And I just, out of habit, always just cut it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that lady I watched, is it Last Homely House or something or other? Kate, watching her sew, she
too far over.
She does that. I think the video's going to seem very disorganised, which is true. It is.
Oh.
What's happened there? It slipped. I'll just use this thread here because it's here. What's that?
I've got two. Right, okay. You've got the snippy snips.
you have under there.
All right, okay. Right, off we go. Shall I do the zip first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'll try and do it that way because it's load of...
Oh, you might need the zip foot. Right. To change of plan, sewing the edge of the circle, if you like, before the zip. I was saying earlier in the video, I only just learnt what these bags are called. Did you know what they were called?
No.
Crescent bags.
Oh, that makes sense, doesn't it?
I don't know why I didn't know before. Because I said that we used to call these sort of bags bum bags, didn't we?
Yes.
And you wore them round your waist. And in America they called them fanny packs, didn't they? So.
But the fashion is not to wear them like that.
Yeah, to wear them across your body.
So I think they've been slightly modified now, and I think the ones we're buying now you'd probably struggle to put round your waist. I don't know, quite difficult doing it on the curve, isn't it?
Yes, go slowly.
Could I go straight over the zip? Is that a bad idea?
If you can do it without breaking the needle, and you might have
I don't want to break your needle.
You might have to fold. You know where the zip's folded. Just fold that on both sides. Keep it really close together.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep them close together, and then. The bit that Sharon's doing now, I did slightly differently. I just used the serger and went round. But this might be neater in some ways because I haven't got the colours to do the serging the same as the material.
Okay. Hopefully that's...
I'm not going to go and buy a pack of 4 for the right colour, just for something that I'm making for free.
It's got a bit of a wiggle on in places, but hey.
It's not going to notice, and it's a case whether it bothers you or not. It's your bag.
Of course not. I'm not going to say to people, please admire my stitching. Ever say that.
Right. Okay, so we'll take this off. Oops. This thanks to Temu. Shh. Right. So, okay, now you're going to put this foot as close to the actual zip as you can.
As close to the
So the edge of this
teeth.
Yes. Put the edge of it down close there. Can you see that's just sitting on there? But your needle.
Oh,
so the needle's got to come down in there.
Into there.
So,
okay.
but that's where you just need to make sure that wherever you put the foot down, your needle's not going to hit the teeth of the
right,
zip.
okay.
So you're just going to go back.
And can you do a little backwards forwards thing as usual?
That's it.
Never used a zipper foot before.
There you are.
Yes. Every day's a school day. Right, so I just got to ensure.
Just keep it. Yeah, just as long as that. Just take your time if you're worried. Just go. And keep the foot on the edge of the zip because that's guiding you. If anything, in some ways it's easier than doing a normal line because you've got something to lean
where
against.
should I be focusing?
Like if you feel the edge of the zip there, can you feel it?
By the teeth.
That's it. And then that side of the foot should be just
on
close to that.
Because I don't look at the needle. I never look at the needle. I look at.
Well, you shouldn't need to because that's just going.
Yeah, so I need to know
the
where
hole.
I'm looking. Right.
Take your time at first, just in case you wander off, and then you'll get cocky after a while because you'll be thinking, "Oh, I can do this."
Oh, hang on a minute.
Don't worry too much if it wanders away a little bit. Just try and keep it as.
Going past the.
Ah, right,
edges.
yes.
Yeah.
Normally, if you can't get past it, then you just undo it while you go past it. But you've done that side now.
But I've wandered off now, so I've got.
Well, we'll soon see when you get it the other side. It might be a case of just opening the zip and doing a couple more stitches.
bit wibbly wobbly, but
Is it
as long as I've
still on the zip?
I think so. It's probably not as
Yeah,
close
it's not.
to
I
the
wouldn't
tip.
worry too much there, because to say if it comes to it, we can do it from the front and just do some more stitches to straighten it out.
Well, there you go. Something else I've never done before.
So these are the sort of things that amateurs do to cover up their boo-boos, their mistakes. Even the lady on Catherine Sews makes mistakes,
Oh,
and
she does.
she admits to it, and
we love her all the more for that, don't we?
exactly. Let me have a look closer.
It's moved a lot, is it?
I had this with mine as well. Yeah, see that is, it's like gone slightly off. So this one looks like it meets end to end on the zip, whereas this one doesn't.
Okay.
I would say right now, sew that side first. No, the one you haven't done yet.
Right. Okay.
Let's do this. Tidy this up with the. I'll just unpick that, and then that's the problem you can sometimes have when you mix in fabrics.
Yes.
Not to working all in the same fabric. The thread doesn't want to behave. So you don't get. So that I mean, when you get to that part where that's in the way,
yes,
just gently unpick it, undo it, and then you can do it back up again after. Okay, so do it the same as you did before, rather than messing about with the foot.
Okay.
You can like start about half inch in and do your back stitch first. You know what I mean. Oh, is it broke? Sounded like it. Lift it up. Don't know why it would break, because it's not hit the zip, is it?
No.
It might just be the thread broke. Is the needle out? It's all there.
Yeah, the threads come out.
The thread's just broke, yeah. We're going, I can't even remember now. Oh, was you? Oh, that's why then. Oh, right. Oh, you guys, look at that tiny bit. Look at that. How annoying is that? It's caught up everywhere now. Look, threads everywhere. Oh, get off. Now I'll leave it to you to put it in there because you're at the right angle. Yeah, so that's alright. Just realise you need it like that, don't you?
Do I?
That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I?
Confused myself there. Right.
Okay.
It looks messy, but hopefully. I did that with my left hand then.
Now, snips. Get rid of those, and then if it isn't lined up, then we'll have to unpick the other one. Yes, it's still definitely. Which one matches better? This, the right hand one. It's either that or we've got to
make the bag slightly smaller.
Yeah.
I don't mind if the bag's slightly smaller.
I mean, it won't take long to unpick it, but
won't it?
Right. Do you want me to unpick it?
Oh, I don't mind unpicking it.
Just trying to decide which side to do, but I suppose it doesn't matter too much because I just think you end up taking quite a chunk off the bag.
Yes.
That's all. It might not seem a lot, but it'll end up being a good inch and a half or something.
Yeah.
And to get that right, then you'll end up getting a bit more.
A bit wonky.
A bit of that.
Wonky. Yeah. Okay.
Right. I'm just trying to see. What do you think? Let's. It does. I don't think it matters too much, long as they both the same at the end.
Yes. Well, pick the one that's got the worst stitch in then. Probably that wonky bit I did on the second one.
Yeah, that one probably, because that's wandered a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yep. So that.
Okay. Undo that one. Do you want to swap? See, I can't guarantee they're going to come out the same size either.
I won't worry about that either, because one of mine ended up bigger than the other.
Right. Is that right?
Yeah, that could have been slightly smaller, but it doesn't matter because your bag's not going to be working in the same way as mine. As long as you can get that inside it. So what I mean, as long as it's deeper than the...
Okay.
That's all it is. That's going to be stitched to that, and that's going to be stitched to the bag. You'll have to do at least 2 the same, otherwise you're going to end up with 4 different sizes.
Now you're challenging me, aren't you?
All I can say is don't let us put you off. You have to do
don't
things
let Sharon
wrong.
put you off.
You have to do things wrong to learn by these things, don't you? That's the thing.
Oh, it's vaguely the same size. Okay,
There's a lot of people out there who like perfect sewing are probably thinking, vaguely? It's not a word you use, vaguely?
Oh dear.
Why?
Not very bunchy.
I wish there was a machine that someone could design that never bunched, never
bunches.
never muck things up. Because it's never the machinist's fault, it's always the machine.
Well, it must be.
That's our excuse anyway.
Why does it keep sticking at the bigger end?
It's the time when you're working on a small bit, you just have to take it. I'll tell you one thing I did actually, because Mum probably did the same. If you come in slightly about there,
and then go backwards.
then go back and then do it,
Yes.
because then you're getting your backward stitching as well. That's just doing that. Just reminded me that's
Just a
what I
little
had to
tip.
do.
Just a little tip.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
In fact,
I like
I'm
that.
pretty sure Catherine did that as well.
Oh. Now you're talking about as if you know the way I do Susie Dent.
Yeah.
That is a very good tip, actually.
Yeah, so I had to do this with mine because it was skewy for some reason.
Now there's a good word.
Skewy, you'll have to look for that one.
I imagine it was originally just squiff.
Well, some people just say skew, don't they?
Yeah. So whether it's a combination of squiff and skewed to be skew with,
After that, then it's tough.
we're going to give up. Just make a very small bag.
Well, I mean, just as long as the 2 halves match and we haven't got to cut them,
Yeah.
the zip can be a bit wonky. But
Yeah, 3 bits vaguely the same size. Use my little travel iron.
right, that looks better, doesn't
Good,
it? At the moment
good.
in pins, so long as it doesn't
Right.
move when you sew it.
Yeah. Losing them. Well, we all know what happened when you thought I had it stuck in the flaps, don't we?
What was that?
When I lost the needle, what did you... You said, is it on your foot? You were meant to say, is it down by your feet or on your lap?
Oh, I said flaps.
It's on your flaps. No, it wasn't. Hooved you for Luby.
So I put the stitches on the end there now, so just to hold them
Okay.
in place.
Let's hope so. Oh,
So I'll leave it with pins, and then you can just gradually take the pins out as you go.
oh dear. Okay.
Would you rather it was tack then?
No, it's fine. It's always a miracle I ever get anything finished.
We could have made this a mini series. Just done a bit.
The rate
bit
Sharon
every
does
week.
things anyway. Well, robbly.
Wobbly.
That was well robbly, that one.
What's your name, Jane?
You're not the only one. You're not the only one who does it. It's just that I write them down to give to you later. I said in the podcast the other day about there was snow on the beach, didn't I?
Yeah. You've got to do the sides, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, what do I have
Just
to do
try
now?
and match 2 together. You have to be...
They are vaguely the same. Aren't they?
Yeah.
Let's try it.
They are. Just got, as long as you've got, it must be about 1 centimetre, that sort of length, right the way down. And remember, it's an angle, it's not going straight. You just got to follow, have your foot on the edge of the,
okay.
same
So
on both sides.
Doing the other sides.
Yeah, this is going like that now rather than square, that's one.
Okay. Do they match all right?
They seem to be all right.
Thank you. I think that's a compliment, Jan.
To me, when you make something, it's always a result that just that you'll even wear it, use it, or whatever.
Oh God, this is going to be
why
irregular.
if I don't wear it very often, then I think, well, I've obviously got to do something with that because I'm not happy with it.
Yeah.
Right, so Sharon has now sewn the 2 tabs that this will go into. So that goes inside there, and then the gusset, when it's sort of bifolded on the sides, that goes in that end. It's fiddly, but
Well, the end
obviously
result
doable because I've
is-
done it.
Yeah, the end result is very nice. You've done it, Jan.
I don't know if it can really show it on here. See, that's mine's slightly different because I haven't got mine's just stitched in with the strap, but that's the bit Sharon's made. Both sides. I've got the little tab there for that end, and this is the bifold. It's folded in there, so it's got a little bit of a pleat.
Which does make it look really nice and neat, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it just gives it a nice shape, doesn't it? Because
Yes.
you could have just made it square, but apologies if the video ends up being a bit bitty, but it's
So is my sewing.
it's not always easy when you've got 2 of you in a small space to work, and you can't make it look smooth, put it that way. We talk, for those who don't know, we talk on our podcast, which is once a fortnight, about Sharon's dreams as part of the podcast. I don't talk about mine generally because I forget, but today I just remembered one thing about it.
You did.
And it was from a couple of nights ago, but it just certain bits, just single bits seemed to stick. And this one dream was that, I don't know if anybody knows the actor John Alderton from the 70s, 80s?
70s, 80s, yeah.
Anyway, he was in love with me. Yeah, he couldn't get enough of me in my dream.
Oh, there's worse people.
You're his worst people.
I wouldn't mind if John.
Oh,
Alderton's-
I've had some really good looking stars. I think even George Clooney was one at one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it? It makes you feel quite confident when you wake up in
Yeah.
the morning, doesn't
And also
it?
disappointed when they're not there when you wake up in the morning.
Say about Marco yesterday. He was just out in the garden. He's quite often out in the garden, and I went out to give Jackie, the chicken, her afternoon tea. She has vegetables. In
Jackie's the chicken.
She has afternoon tea of vegetables. She has her seeds and worms in the morning. And she was very chatty. She was like, "Bop, bop, 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 bop." And I'm saying, "Oh yes, lovely dear." And I realised when I opened the lid, where she nests and lays her eggs, the reason she was so upset was Marco was fast asleep in there.
Oh. Marco, the cat, was in sleeping where the eggs are laid. So what did you do? Get in through the little door or something?
He must have, yeah, you wouldn't have thought he could, because he's a big
No, I don't know,
cat.
under that fur he's
Yeah, lean maybe.
very lean, yeah. Okay, so now...
Right, so we're pinning this to this.
Yes.
It's the wrong shape, Jan.
I know, it makes it a bit intimidating at first, isn't it? As long as you
Yes.
match the...
Presumably I'm starting near the end.
I'll tell you what, do this. If you get... Do
Oh,
a
yes.
Catherine thing.
Do the half.
So we just do mark the middle.
Yeah.
With this tiny, tiny little snip. Okay. And we do that both sides. And then do the same on there, trying to get the halfway on the semicircle. We'll put a pin in there if you don't want to cut it.
I'm just worried.
Just mark up with a pin up this fold.
Yeah.
You've got to be quite confident to be snipping your fabric.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Right, so you put in right sides together.
Right sides together.
Now find the cut. I've just made the
Find
centre
cut.
mark. That's it.
And pop that where the pin
That's
head
it.
is.
Put the pin in. And then work your way round to the...
Should have done the other side as well.
No, we can do them one
Oh,
at a
right,
time.
okay.
I do one at a time generally.
And then work round.
That's it.
Oh, that's weird.
Putting a square on a circle. Yeah.
Yes.
It's taken me a long time to get used to that actually. It was a bit
Oh,
weird.
you've done lots of bags, though, haven't you?
Yeah. I say once you get this done and it starts to feel easy and simple, then it's good to make some more.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, it's like tote bags. I made loads of them at one point.
Yes, you did.
And
yeah.
big
Very
ones,
nice.
small ones, some as
Some
big as your head.
No, that's coconuts.
I got one that was made from like a small, almost like a bath mat. And so I made it into a beach bag. I don't know if I showed that to you.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think I've seen that.
See if I can find it. Right, I'm back. Yeah, so I did this one from a mat.
Oh, yes.
And see, this is that strap stuff again.
Yes.
See, I'm just trying to work out, because they're supposed to be quite baggy. And so I just put one magnet there, but I used the tassels that was on the end of the rug. And it's good for, well, whatever you want, shopping or whatever.
That'd be good in Morocco as well.
Yeah, a bit heavy to carry with us though, I think. That's the trouble.
Right, yeah.
But no, I was quite pleased that was simple, because it was just a case of stitching the sides, boxing the bottoms, and attaching the straps, and it was done.
Fabulous.
And it's a good tough one.
Yes, yeah. It'd also be good for your like fruit and veg or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I would send
nice.
Sharon home to finish it at home, but
I don't.
she won't do that.
I'll have to wait for Jan's instructions. It's the same as walking. Apparently can't do that without Jan. So yesterday to Faye, so I haven't been walking. She said, why not? I said, well, because Jan hasn't. You do know you can walk on your own. I said, but I don't seem to be able to.
It's like with when you're setting in sleeves, isn't it? They don't always match first off, so you have to.
Set a sleeve.
Oh, have you not?
No, I've never made a garment.
Oh no, you tweaked a t-shirt, haven't you? And
Oh, I did make jammy bottoms, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
For Fee and Isla. I've forgotten that.
forgotten
one.
already.
Yeah, of course I have. I'm not. I don't know what to do.
Right,
with
has
the
it gone
ends.
wonky?
I don't know. I don't know how it's supposed to go. This looks more.
Is it shorter one on side than the other? Looks like it might be.
Oh,
Yeah,
that-
because you've got too much on the other end, I think.
Have I?
Yeah. What I would suggest.
But it's beginning to look like a bag,
Yeah,
isn't it?
let me have a closer look in case I'm missing something. Oh no, that's right now. Yeah, it's just got to be pinned to the end.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was in the right place. That's the thing.
That's it. As long as it reaches the end, that's the thing.
Okay.
If see that zip, that's about right. Yeah. So I'd say, see what I'd be doing if it was mine.
Yeah.
And
It's
I'll probably
repositioning that
it's
a little bit.
repositioning,
Yeah.
do the ends, both the ends and the middle, and then just ease the in between bits.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, it's always. I remember the first few times I had to do that. It was a bit bunchy.
Yeah.
See
yeah.
that match? No, it doesn't match, does it? Oh, we haven't got the pin there now, have we, to match it up with? That's the trouble.
No.
It might take a bit of tweaking. Where's this when you need something to match it with, really? But took the wrong pin out, didn't I? Never mind. So now it's there now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, keep pricking myself.
How many times, how many wounds do you want to end up with
I
today?
know. See, that one's right that side.
Fabulous.
That's that side. Right,
Cool.
I'm assuming you're going to want to tack.
I am going to want to tack.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if you was in a class learning to make something,
I am in a class learning to make something.
it would be about 2 hours, wouldn't it? 2 or 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I've been to
So
classes.
it would be hard to shorten this, but I'm going to have to speed it up a bit here and there. And
yeah, I used to do a class. It was 2 hours once a week.
right, just
And we
now,
got,
just
I got
out
less,
of
less
right,
attention.
okay.
What?
One thing I learnt fairly recently, you've immediately done. It doesn't matter. There's no wrong end. When I thread a needle now, because someone said somehow it makes it easier and the thread doesn't split. If you thread your needle while it's still on the reel,
Do you know, I remember you telling me that.
yeah, it's supposed to be easier. And I must admit, it definitely is less frilly or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So then I pull it out what I want and then cut it after.
Yeah. I do remember you telling me that before now. So this is the dodgy bit, isn't it? Trying to get all this sorted.
Well, not really. Just follow the. Don't worry about the zip end, because that's all going to be. That is a bit fiddly because that's got to be. That's where that's going to be on.
Down.
Right, so Sharon is now sewing half of her bag together.
Of one of my old colleagues who does the same sort of surgery.
Yes.
You repaired it from the inside? Yeah, repaired it from the inside. Do you want me to have a look at it? I'll have a look at it from the inside then. Okay. Quick bent arm, please.
The bunch there, and then that bit as well. Oh, yeah, not going on. Okay.
Okay, I thought I'd just turn it round just to have a wee look.
Yep.
Looks like a bag.
It's the fiddly bit is that the ends. It took me a while to get
The whole
that.
thing's been fiddly, but it does look like a bag.
It does.
I'm very pleased with that. I can't do these things on my own, Jan. It has to be Jan supervised.
Okay, right, Sharon has sewn both sides. She's pleased with the work so far.
Yes.
We've now got the fiddly bit of putting these ends in there. I must admit, when I looked at mine, I thought that is impossible. But, okay. Ah! So I think I've got it there, it comes out again. Ah!
It's alright, Dunk, I'm not beating her up or anything.
Oh.
Where I have lost the slider.
Could you hold it and let's see if we can get both in at the same time?
That's what I think we're supposed to do, but hang on, let's see what she's doing the fault thing.
And I cut my zipper in the wrong place and the slider came off. So I have
Hi, continuing on from the rest of the video. I did record Sharon and myself making her bag, but it went on for so long, and what I've done is I've tried to condense some of the filming just to show you basically what went on during our little sewing lesson. But it was just getting too complicated, because obviously Sharon wanted to do her bit and then I had to help with bits, and this room doesn't lend itself to a tutoring session. In the end, we've done that between us off camera. I'll slot in some of the photos, or at least one photo showing it finished, and a bit of the video, as I say. It's just got a bit complicated on what to show you, to be honest, in the end. So it's just finished and she's taking it home with her and she's well happy with it.